Welcome traders, welcome back to another live trading session. For the first day of trading week, we had a little bit of disruption in our scheduling, so we're back on track here for this live session, and beginning the first live session of 20 for the another trading week. So we are back on live here, first live of this week, starting this live session here, beginning with a new trading opportunity, and also we'll be looking at in-depth analysis as well as understanding in the market. And I hope that you guys are ready for this trading week and day, and let me know in the live chat if you can hear me. Thank you very much for joining and beginning a potentially a big trading week here. So if you look at here, that is we are looking at in this market. Okay, so we have few event coming up this week. Thank you very much. Hello, welcome. So we are looking at this week, that's tomorrow, few event, and also after tomorrow. So also some high impact news. Trump would back Israeli strike on Iran's missile program if US-Iran talks fail. Okay, so here is some of stories here that you can see, some reports that might impact the market. Here are some event also going on. So Geneva, Tuesday. Okay, so there's quite a few things happening here, and okay, so we will be going through how this will impact our trading. Okay, so it's all about our trading right here, how we can see that this geopolitical tension will also influence our entry trading. We'll be going through that, and before we go to that, also would like to go to the technical aspect. Earlier we had one trade on gold, and if you guys looked at that, you have seen that we had one trade earlier, which from this support level here, that you can see there was a initial breakout of this support level here. Now with this support, that you can see the market is of this level, and we have entered one trade here on XAUUSD, and we can see the market is now in this uptrending market structure on gold earlier today with market open. So I have opened a very smaller lot with this one, the one that we have earlier. So this is in a smaller lot because the first trade of the day. I have also shared the same trade in the group, and probably you guys have seen that. Now we are looking at the next potential entry in the market. Patrick, welcome. Yes, thank you very much for joining. So let's first of all analyze the chart. All right. Now with this analysis of this market structure here, if we look at how the market structure is forming, right? Now we'll be going through that trade also you have opened. Now it's important that guys always analyze the trade that was winner and also the trade that was loser. It's essential that you go through all of that. And also we will be looking at dollar yen. Dollar yen was having some bearish price action here, and we might be able to find even an entry on dollar yen. Both of them in my watch list. So let's keep dollar yen as well as gold, both of them on the watch. Dollar yen is trending at the moment, and we might find also a potential entry on dollar yen. Now if you look at the 4 hour here, from this resistance line, the market started to, if you look at here, breaking below. All right, and with that break below on USD JPY, the market is in this downtrend here. And with that downtrending market structure that you can see on dollar yen, right? And with that downtrend, the market is in that bearish move, right? And what we can see, this market is in a downtrend, and I'm looking at also along with XAUUSD, dollar yen is in this downtrending market structure. Looking at here, and with this downtrend, if you look at the market has crossed this high and then eventually broken back below, and I'm looking at for potential selling opportunity here in that market that you can see. All right, so with that selling opportunity here in that market, how market could react in dollar yen market here. All right, so with gold also we'll be looking at dollar yen entry, and as soon as we can find the trading opportunity here. Now dollar yen, if you look at, I have already posted to analysis, the market might be deepen further here, so there is a potential for bearish. Still we see this market trying to push back for a potential, what I would say it's a pullback. There's a double top, and that double top might play out to reverse back, but I would be looking to see that this resistance line, look at, this resistance line where resistance here, and also resistance here, the key level of resistance, we see primarily it has broken above here. Now with that break on USD JPY, the market to eventually cross that low, and that drop that you can see on USD JPY could be entirely downside here. So you can expect in the beginning, this is the lower time frame price action, for the market to even, we could see that dropping down back well below to this support level here on USD JPY. So therefore, if you look at this market trend in that area, the market to eventually drop down here back below to this support level, which is showing that the market could potentially remain downside, could potentially remain bearish back below to this support level. And there's a crossover of 10 and 20 exponential moving averages that you can see in that area on the lower time frame on dollar yen, and that might bring that market back below. So for us to find an entry at the moment, we will be looking at false breakout on dollar yen. Along with, we will keep on watch list USD JPY, while also we are looking at entry on gold. Now I would like to keep USD JPY also on the watch list for any potential entry here in that market. Now looking at gold here, right? So going back to gold, are you guys looking at dollar yen for entry or gold for entry? Let me know in the live chat. How is the Vantage broker and which account is better? Okay, so I use the standard because there is no commission, but it depends on whichever you want to use. Right. I use Vantage standard account because I open a lot of trades, guys. So you know, when I'm opening a lot of trades, it depends on, everyone has a choice. You know, you can use ECN. They have, I think, quite a few types of account, but you can take ECN or you can take standard depending on. So if you are using, I would say that if you are using like the large account, like if your account is larger, then probably ECN could be better, because for the large account, it's better to use the ECN. But if you are using a smaller account, then the best to use is standard, because you don't have a commission. For a smaller account, if you open quite a few trades, the commission goes a lot. Okay, so in that case, sweat. And the strategy that I use I always consider, because I use mostly the automated system along with all those trades that you are opening here for learning purpose. In my automated system, I usually use the spread as my profit target as well. Guys, this is another, if anyone fan of automating system, take this as a note. What's your strategy? You will be discussing. Take this as a note. Right? If anyone first like this stream, guys, so that we know that this is something valuable information. If you have, because it's manually very not possible to adjust it, but if you are automating, that's a great way to enhance. Okay, thank you for the like. Now keep in mind that when I am automating, what do we do? So for example, this is my TP, right? By my stop loss is here. Now when my TP is here, what I do in my automated system, I add plus spread. So I add plus spread. Okay, so what happened, for example, if my profit target is 20 pip, right, then I add spread with the 20 pip, which is manually very difficult to adjust unless you are trading on a very higher time frame, especially on the lower time frame. So I add a spread as my profit target as well. So that's how the market moves. When it goes to your profit, more often it's gonna cross your spread also. It's a very smaller movement needed for you to cross the spread. So I let the market to pay my commission, right? Because if I take profit here, all right, and then I pay a commission, but if I take profit here, just 1 pip, 2 pip more, and then I let the market do pay my commission. So that's how I can use a standard account, take the spread as a profit target, plus then the market is paying my commission, right? The standard account. So that's how I use. But if you're using a large account, it depends on you. Okay, so now going to here on XAUUSD. Also share what kind of account you are using in the live chat. Welcome. Okay, so we had one trade, if you looked at on London session today, that I have shared in the premium group, along with besides the automated, we have taken this one around 82 pip, right? So I'm also sharing this trade here. Now this is the, guys, everything is clear. So this trade during the London session I have opened, and also I have shared the same trade in the premium group. This is the signal that has sent out in the premium group. By the way, you can stay connected by joining the free one, where also you can see regular updates for the education. I'm sharing here the free Telegram. See, not only the signal, also all the details that you can find there. So this is the entry that I have taken during the London session. We have closed at 82 pip. Now this is the trade that was entered. Now if you look at here from the bigger picture, this is the 5 minutes price action. If you look at, and in that bigger picture, what you can see, this market is in an uptrend, and that uptrend has played out perfectly, because the market, after the opening earlier, I'm looking the 1 hour chart on gold. Now the market opened and then dropped back below as expected, tested the lower shadow, and the market has, from this doji, it rejected back to the upside. This is where we have entered this bullish trade here in that market. This is what we are looking at, this trade here in that market. Now, and if you look at the lower time frame market structure here, this is where there is a breakout, and then the market has dropped down for a pullback, and then maintaining its uptrending market structure, which is showing that this market is eventually remaining here to the upside, remaining here to the direction of the major trend. And with that direction of the major trend here on XAUUSD, that the market has broken back to the upside. It's maintaining this uptrend here, and now with that uptrend, the price broken back to the upside, we have taken the profit after the market has reached certain level, because there is a fair value gap which has filled. Now the market is in a reversal, right? Where we can find our next trading opportunity in that market. This is what we will be looking at. With biggest risk to reward ratio. Okay, so quite a few questions. While I'm here new to the stream, thank you for joining, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy here. And what's your strategy? I use SMC, and okay, I'm done, sir. Okay, can I join you in live streaming for live trades to begin? Yes, you can. We do open quite a few live trades beside the VIP trades, so you can anytime you can join and you can get access to. Sluggish. I would say no, the market is trending. If you look at, this is 1 minute 5 minute chart that I'm looking, and quite a few move happen. Comparison with the past week was very small. If you look at the weekly move, right? So this is the past week's candlestick, right? I'm looking at the weekly. So this is the weekly move. Now this week the market has initially broken below, right? And if you look at the previous weekly comparison, this week moved the biggest move so far for today in this whole 6 days of trading. Now that move that you can see on gold, as soon as the market opened, it dropped back below. Now that drop might, because it has tested the lower shadow, we'll be looking at the market to break that low. So the market might break the low, break the high. It might just range a little more. Therefore, for the daily market as well, here the market is showing that way. Look at the 4 hour here. Also the market is showing in that way. So now hello, welcome. Now as the market, the previous session, the 4 hour candlestick pattern that you can see was a pretty long doji. And because the market has formed that pretty long doji here in that area, we might see that this market to eventually a break back to the upside here. Now with this doji that you can see, the previous session, a 4 hour doji formation, the market has broken back to the upside here, and that's key. And with this doji formation, the market may eventually break to the upside. And that break is essential to look at how the market might be doing. And I think there is still a higher chance for the market to bounce back to the upside. What do you think? What's your thought on that? Welcome. The market seems to be a bit of sluggish today. Welcome. Hello sir, sorry to disturb you about. Just want to ask you that you need a good thumbnail designer. Okay, so have you guys, in the meantime, you can join the Telegram. You can find link with this video. Okay, so with a long wick rejection here, which is a pretty long wick doji that you can see here has formed, and that long wick may here continue to rise back here to create a new higher high in that market. And this is what we are looking at, this market structure showing up for this price to eventually break that high and then to create a new higher high. Now, as this market is trending, maintaining a series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrend, we are looking at for potential bullish entry, while you can see the dollar yen is having a rejection of this key level. Why it is not moving here? What happened? So USD JPY is in a downtrend that you can see it's maintaining downtrending market structure. You could see that potential continuation here back below. While you can see the XAUUSD here, the market is maintaining its downtrend here. And with a long-term picture on gold, that we are looking at this market to, I think, that break above, but lower time frame we can see some kind of movement towards downside here in this market. This is what we're looking at to see how the market structure is forming here, which is showing that potentially bearish, and we are looking at this market to continue to trend back below here to the support level, which where we are looking at the market to continue and to drop down back below here in that area. Here's the market trending, and we could see the market to trend and remain bearish for short term. But here, once the market will break this support, or I think that if you look at, this is the gold level 4996, which is a key support level, and expecting the market to respect that level and to reverse back again back to the upside. And our goal here is to look for an entry. There's a 1 hour candle close coming, entry to the direction of the major trend. This is what we are looking at this market. We might see gold at 4600. Daily market on gold looks to me bullish, guys. This is what the Friday's candlestick pattern that you can see is a bull market. Which one predict yet, but I always predict in advance about 5055 crash plus yesterday crash. yesterday. So there isn't market open. Okay, yeah, we are looking at and this is what we are looking at the moment, 4880. Okay, now we are not on a trade. Then as you can see, this is just looking at now. USD JPY might give us an entry. Gold is in a sideway at the moment, and you could see that gold eventually break back to the upside here in that market. With a series of lower high that you can see this market. This is series of lower high if you look at. And with the series of lower high, the market is maintaining a trending direction here. But many YouTubers told audience that it will pump to 5120 to 5180 on Friday. It's impossible to know exactly where the market will be heading, right? This is the first thing that we need to understand. So the next thing is, if it is impossible to know, then how can you analyze? We can look at the current trend and price action. Basically, I'm expert in fundamental news prediction, astro analysis. Astro analysis. Yeah. That's a nice one. Numerology analysis. New kind of analysis. So we need that, isn't it? What else? What's that? Spam. Okay, so what you can see here, that this is a okay, got it. Now if you look at that, what you can see in that area, that the market to especially when the market trends, you'll see that there are a few contribution work there. And here is the series of higher low that you can see the market is maintaining this series of higher low. And this is a trend line that you can see the market in that trend line could eventually break that low here. Okay, now here is, if we look at, for us to enter, along with the analysis, also we need to look at the technical aspect of the market, which is the key to become a successful trader, guys. Keep in mind that. Now, geopolitical, okay, is also another significantly important point of view that you need to look at. All right. So if you look at the geopolitical, how can we use the news? That means, or how can you trade the news, or how because as a trader, you more often will encounter with multiple newses, right? And it's important that you always take into consideration of the upcoming what is happening. For example, okay. So how does this that also influence trading, right? Now, if you look at there are yesterday also I have organized a long Zoom session. Now to look at, if you look at the in terms of the geopolitical news or the tension. Now, simplest way to summarize or to understand how you can navigate or trade or during that impactful time, how to trade it, right? There are two sides, guys, right? The market either move, okay, up or down or sideways, right? So the market will move up, down or sideways. So whatever happens, either the market will go down or the market will go up. Now if you look at gold, any kind of geopolitical tension, the investment will go towards the safe haven. Simple, right? Now, if you look at the current the situation, huh? So how do you interpret the news and you trade it? For example, if the outcome of this is okay, so see you. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you Trump, for example, if you look at that, there is a higher chance of maybe a strike or anything like that, that will cause volatility on gold, and it's highly potential to the upside. Why? Because in a time of uncertainty, the investment goes to the safe haven, such as gold and other currencies, mostly metal. And also another thing will go up potentially, and that is WTI or the oil, right? So you can see that oil now, if you look at almost in a sideways, but that might also bounce back to the upside if you see that that's happening. Therefore, the sentimental aspect is that the market will be in a bullish if things not going as planned. Now, as a trader, even as a short-term trader, it's essential that you take into consideration of those movement, because even if you are trading on a short term, the overall trend reflects its movement. So if you look at here, you can see this is a head and shoulder, and that head and shoulder, this is the 1 minute 5 minute chart on gold, and it's a 5 minutes head and shoulder. That 5 minutes head and shoulder might cause the market to drop back below to the support. And what I think that here it's approaching this key support level, and because there is a potential for geopolitical tension which is still on, my bias here on gold to the upside. See, this is how we can interpret the high impact news or the current event even in a short term trading, because not only we use the technical analysis, not only we use the price action, candlestick pattern, moving averages, everything, but also we take into consideration the sentimental, because the market is driven by sentiment. The market is driven by emotion, right? We are emotional being, because everything, how does in this physical world something happen? Through movement of human body, right? For the human. So if you want to create something, Either you need to speak, or you need to act using your hand, or you need to move using your leg, or you need to roll over. So you need to move to create something. That's an action. Right? And that action brings some kind of results outside to use experience. So that movement is mostly dominated by the midbrain. I had 5008 as a volume sell zone based on the 1 hour. That's a good one. So if you look at here, that's where the movement comes from the emotional brain. And you see that more often the emotional actions that become very, very impactful. And therefore, this all driven by emotion, and our emotion more often tied to specific things. Okay, where do you know where is the most emotion tied to? Okay, we see there is a break below. We might be able to find an entry, and I'm preparing for an entry, and I will be only looking for bullish setup, even there's head and shoulder if we see the rejection. So I'm just letting you guys, this is my level, looking to see how the market is reacting. If we see only rejection, in that case we will be looking for entry. All right, so now the emotional action is what really creates an impact, right? So that's a human being. Okay, so the emotion is tied to, do you know where it is tied to mostly? You will not believe me. It's mostly tied to the childhood, in a very early. And that's where the most emotion tied to, even we don't know, that operates every decision, action that we make, unless we make a very conscious choice, which is very few people do that. So that's where everything programs created, and it's a kind of program passed from one generation to the other. By the way, you can break that cycle by changing, by becoming more aware and looking at from an objective perspective to the things that are around you. Now, that being said, here we are looking at the market also. You see that trading is also highly emotional. Okay, now we are looking at here in that area, approaching that key support level, looking at the market to break below further and then to reverse back to the upside here. Alright, I hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. It's breaking that low here. Amygdala. Yes, it is. That's what amygdala. Because it's a survival brain, right? So the job of the brain is to keep you alive, regardless of anything else. So that's why, being successful is hard, because we mostly focus on survival rather than taking a little bit of risk. Without risk, you can't take into being successful. And more interestingly, that also resisted mostly and discouraged not to take risk. But without taking risk, you won't be able to succeed in anything. That's the fact. Because the way the brain learns, if you look at the brain, it learns through experience. It's impossible for someone you want to train or teach, or you teach yourself, without experience. The brain learns through experience, and to experience you need to fall down multiple times, because it's only learned through experience. So what about learning without experience? Learning without experience is just some kind of textbook knowledge that you can take on and just use the information to comply with the system or anything like that. But the one that you'll learn through experience will defy everything that you have learned or probably have gone through, because the actual experience more often will be very different than what you have heard. More often it will contradict with many of the things that you already have known or you have seen. So that's why learning through experience will give you the true understanding of the things for what they look like. So put yourself on an experience. Being a trader in the same way. Okay, now here the market has finally penetrated back below. I'm looking for a potential entry. Let's look at here to see where the market is heading. From the 4 hour, the price is approaching the previous session's low. Here is the previous session's low here. Is the long wick in this area, which is, if you look at off this doji, the market is slowly breaking back to the upside here. Here I'm going to look at an entry, traders, here of this level, keeping stop loss below all this low. This is 106 pip stop loss. Looking for a buy entry and expecting for a short-term bounce back to the upside here. All right, so you're long here on gold and I open buy. The market might deepen further, but I would like to take this short-term move. It's the second trade of today. Looking for a reaction back above here, back to the upside, nearly to even to 100 pip will be a good move. And as there is a sessions open coming, expecting the market to react back again here of this level. If you look at, this is a 5-minute candle close with a long wick pin bar, though there is a still possibility to drop, and I have managed the risk accordingly. It's very essential that you guys also manage the risk, which is lot sizing properly and putting the stop loss in the right place. That's the key. Thoughts on it? Hello sir, can I try gold buy now? We have tried. See. Thought on? Okay. All right, this is what we are looking at in that area for the market to eventually cross this high and then to create a new higher high. Of this level, expecting the market to eventually break above here to create a new higher high. Welcome, BDC. Yeah, I'm on a buy trade already. It's running in. Looking for a move, at least to this head and shoulder. If this candlestick pattern closing as this is currently a bit of low in volume, but the market might eventually cross this high here. BTC, we'll be looking at, first we are running this trade and looking at this one here. And all right, guys, so we are looking at here in that market for potentially a bullish entry, as we are on this one and slowly creating narrower price action, expecting that this is a 5-minute candle close with pretty smaller candlestick. Really interesting here to see the market has created a long wick, and the market has form significant imbalance in that area if you look at. And so we are looking to see that it's breaking above. All right, so looking to see the market to go ahead and cross this high, right? We are looking at for the market to show up potential upside movement here in that market. So it's trying to push back above here in that area, though also there is some kind of downside also showing up. You wanna see initial move. Okay, if it breaks below, it's gonna be very unusual. So is there any upcoming news today that affect gold? There is no scheduled news, but unless any breaking news. There's a market might test the lower shadow. We have a significant gap for the stop loss. I'm looking to see that the market to. So if we look at, this is the 30 minutes candle closing, and with this 30 minutes close, the price also tested a key liquidity zone here. It's gonna be interesting to see that the market has this is a key support level, and really I'm surprised to see the market is even trying to dip further. Okay, getting some reaction of this support, and with this candle close, so there is a look at 30 minutes. How does this impacting the market structure here? Okay, getting the reaction back above here, and okay, we are almost nearing crossing that entry in that area here. We're looking at this market to eventually break above. This is what we are looking at, traders, and want to see that eventually there has been significant imbalance if you look at in this area. Since this point This is a pure imbalance. So looking to see that the market is eventually breaking above here and then crossing this point of imbalance. Approach nearly to the entry and again breaking below. So it might form a possible reversal that looking to see. Getting some reaction back above, which is what we are looking at. Okay, good to see that, guys. There is a breakout and this is what we want to see. I'm up 33 pip, and anytime I will be taking any profit in case. I'll let you know. Here is we are looking at another move. Looking to see that the market is breaking above here, right? And so on, turning to a winning trade in that area. So we're looking to see. Awesome. Off this support, getting the reaction back above. It might cross the high here, 5008, that looking to see market to cross above that level. And so far still showing up to be upside here in that market. Okay, still running upside here. And this is what you're looking at, still backing, moving back to the upside here. That's awesome, cool. Looking to secure this trade shortly with 78 pip, and I'm out. I'm going out. Now 2 trades today successfully closed. Are you guys, have you closed it? I'm out with so it's quite a few pip. Price that I have opened at 4999. CLTP closed at 560, 75 pip. Awesome. 75 pip. Done, taken. Let me update the journal, guys. It's been updated. I hope that you're enjoying the live session. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So with the journal, 3086 the total peep today. Here XAUUSD plus 75 peep. Total as per the journal 3086, and we had minus 831. Alrighty, ready for the next one? And if you enjoyed, this is a good one, right? We do open quite a few good trades every single day. Now, did you enjoy the trade? I'd like to see how many of you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, two things: smash the like button. Also join the Telegram. You can find link below this video. Also website. You can visit the website. Also you can find link below this video. And what we are looking at for this after this move, that another potential move back here in that market. Head the reaction here. This is that's what you can see here in that area. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So this is we are looking for some further entry now. If you look at also USD JPY, as we discussed, from the level that we discussed, the market has significantly dropped back below. And dollar yen, if you look at, this is a long-term downtrend, and of this level you can see the market is slowly building its momentum. We will be going to that dollar yen here. Now in the meantime, what we can see on gold, of this support level the market has rejected back to the upside. Now looking for more entry, this is also one of the, what I would say, the best advantage of trading on lower time frame that I trade, because the biggest struggle that I faced when I started to trade, or in the beginning of my trading session, is that career, for example, when we are trading on little higher time frame, right, the problem happens, the market never trends all the time. It moves in a sideway most of the time. It trends on a specific period of time. So trading on higher time frame, what happens is that unless you're trading on a very big amount, for example, if you look at the 4-hour chart here on gold, now this market on the 4-hour, it's not trending, right? So if you look at this here, there was a trend past week and then gone for an extended period of consolidation in that area, which is a significant consolidation if you look at. Now, because the market is in an extended consolidation here on the higher time frame, it's very difficult for you to get a trade hitting this profit target. But if you look at this, the one that we looked at, the lower time frame, right? So lower time frame trend is what we can see. The market is in a significantly quite a few moves that you can see along the way on the lower time frame. So if we trade on London session or NY session, during the time period is where we can find quite a few moves as soon as it appears. This week I'm trying to be more patient and trade in higher time frame. I'm in long and my TP is 5150. Yeah, trying to be patient is the best thing that you can. I think even the word is important. That I would say that don't try to be patient, be patient. So you'll see that word directly carries an impression in your mind. So if you say that rather than trying to be patient, you can say I'm patient, and you become consistently, because what happened, anything we say and do, it look for reference unknowingly, right? So if you say that I am this, and even if you, without looking at it, it will look for a reference for the things that you said. And then what will happen? So this is the secret to create anything, guys. Keep in mind that. So let's say you focus on something and your mind will be merged with that focus, and you're gonna drawn towards it like that. So when you say, let's say I am patient, and then your mind will pay attention to that reference. It will find out some reference from the past, in what occasion you were patient, right? Regardless of anything, you'll find something. So what will happen is that it's gonna, the ultimate goal of that is to reprogram your reticular activating system. So you looked at the brain before we talked about. So this is amygdala. Okay, in your back, from the backbone coming to there are two sides of your brain. that holds this term called the reticular activating system, right? So anything you say, it's gonna look for reference. If you say that I'm patient, it's gonna look for reference even long ago. And once you keep saying, and it's gonna pay attention to that even when you became patient. And what will happen is that when you pay attention multiple times to the event, to the occasion you were patient, your reticular activating system will get programmed. And it will get programmed, so it will look for the evidence of you become patient. And when you look for that evidence of you become patient, you go through that event of becoming patient every moment. So there are infinite version of yourself that exist at the same time everywhere. So you choose a version of yourself that is patient. You see, this is how it works. So this is the ultimate mystery of everything happen around us. So the unlimited version of yourself, constantly trying to be patient, trying to be impatient, whatever exists simultaneously in an infinite number. So based on your reticular activating system, you will pick the one that is matching your current level of conviction and belief. And then you every moment you are just becoming someone else. Like that. Okay. Now, looking at here, this is where the market has broken back above. I'm deleting these lines, and we will be doing a fresh analysis of every moment. Looking at here to see where the market is heading. All right, so here is what we are looking at in this lower time frame. This is the lower time frame price action after this breakout here. Okay, now looking at here on gold, if you look at from this support level, there is a initial bounce, and we could see the pullback and expecting the market to trend back here to the upside to create a new higher high. So this is what we are looking at. This is the daily chart and the lower time frame here, the market to eventually break that high. Now with this movement that you can see, the market of this support level here created this pullback, expecting this market to trend and continue to rise here to create a new higher high. Now the market is in a narrow range, and you have taken that shorter move that you can see in that area. With this breakout, it's on a pullback, and I think this is a preparation for potentially another breakout here in that area. And looking at in that market after this breakout to deepen pullback, and now again going back to some fundamental aspect that you can see, there is a node back. Okay, so there is a potential for some tension coming maybe with this, and because there is a, if you look at here, cool, there is do you trade NY session? Yes, I trade both NY session as well as the London session. Bitcoin has, after this break below, some of you ask for BTC USD. Can usually follow more often the DXY. If you look at the DXY here, the weekly close on DXY so far that you can see after this daily. Okay, so if you look at here, back to back, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, the market moved in a side view. Now today we can see the market, as with this first session open on DXY, the market started to break above here, and with that break above that you can see, the market has reached that 20 EMA. All right, so with that 20, what you could see the market to break that high and then could eventually break below here. Brilliant, spamming a lot. Okay, so here is the intraday. If you look at the DXY, looking at DXY also will give us a better understanding of the market movement. If you look at, this is the 4-hour resistance line, right, on DXY. Now that 4-hour resistance, if you look at, this is during the NFP that you can see the market has created this move back to the upside to that key level, and with this break of this key level on 4-hour, here on DXY, the market has reached that key level of resistance, right? And that's where this key level again broken back below. We have seen the market after reaching that level. What I think the price may retest that liquidity zone and then could continue to drop here back below, and that could be on DXY if we look at. Now this is what we can see on XAUUSD, that you can see the market is showing up. All right, so looking at in that area here with this initial movement followed by this pullback, and as the market is approaching that low here, we might see that it's breaking back above here in that area. We'll be looking at the market to eventually break that low and then to again re-enter for another movement back here above in that market. Can analyze BTC. Yeah, so we are looking to see some again movement on gold. Now before we go to that, also looking at, because there is a new session open, NY session, so let's quickly look at the Bitcoin here, BTC USD, and okay, getting that here above in that area with this. If you look at, there is a here with long wick and pretty stronger move that you can see in that area. We could see the market to reverse back to the upside. And as if you look at with this double top, the market has broken back below, expecting the market to here retest and then to trend back below. BTC USD, if you look at the longer term picture here, looking to see the market from this support level eventually break that high. And from the weekly, we can see that after the previous weekly long week, this week the market had a less volatility, and after that the price is slowly building its momentum back to the upside. And that's where we could see that this market may continue to rise here to create a new higher high. That's where you can see the market of this level, BTC-USD, may eventually break above. On gold, that you can see there is a double top here, and the market might move a little more in a sideways fashion. With a long wick here, the price may eventually break that to the upside here in that area. With a series of lower high here in that area. On gold, the market is here. The intraday time frame on gold is bullish. If you look at this, the 4-hour bullish engulfer, there's another bullish engulfer here. And this market is maintaining its uptrend in that area. Thank you. What is the current spread? Reading, sir. Oh, I use the custom spread. Not many. Standard. Okay, here we can see the lower time frame again from pretty long wick in that area, and that might take that market to fill that zone back below to the support, and even further lower here could be market to come back below to that level of zone where there is a high area of value. And with a long wick here, there is a double top that you can see. And the double top could be the market to return down here. Still have quite a bit of, we just started the NY session now. I'm looking for more entry this session again. Creating series of lower high here, double top. Now, after this breakup structure, that you can see the market slowly building its momentum back below. See the double top here, the market is entirely broken back below, and we could see that the market to trend here in the downward side here. This is now little slower movement, guys. This is what I'm looking to see. Not a very stronger movement now. At the moment, it's gone sideways. So the move that happened here, we have taken that move. All right. So, and after that, the market again gone for consolidation. Now, it might start again another move shortly after. And that's what we could see the market to give us potentially another entry opportunity. And that's what we'll be looking at for our next entry here in that market. And in the meantime, looking at again to the calendar, if you look at, okay, we are looking at here in news. We have discussed a few times, and what you can see, industrial production down by 1.4% in the euro area and 0.8% in the EU. Okay, so of this level, it also started to break below again to this support level, to the neckline of this previous resistance, which is turning support here. And of this level, as the market is approaching that key level, which is the previous resistance turn support, expecting the market to here deepen further back below and coming to that level where there is a high area of value. And of this high area of value, we are looking at this market to eventually break above. And with this series of lower high, if you look at this market is quite a few long week rejection, the market is maintaining a downtrend here. And with that downtrend, as the price is approaching that level here, which is the previous support, and expecting the market to trend down further here to this support and then to create a new lower low. We can see that entirely broken back below, and you could see the market to eventually break that lowest point here and then to eventually continue to drop. So if the market, if you look at here, it's breaking back below, so this drop that you can see might pass that point back below, and we might see the market trending back again in that direction. That could be one potential scenario can happen here on gold. Now for us to find or to go for another entry, we need to look at again the key level, and the 4-hour chart that you can see this market is here. This is the 4-hour time frame where after this previous session's 4-hour close, the price started to drop that back below that you can see here. And with that break, what we could see that as we see that the 4-hour candle close coming in 40 minutes time from this time. So it's with the next 1 hour, this candle is going to close, and with that candle close, we might see that this market to eventually break above again to the upside here, and that might be a potential scenario here on gold. All right, so with a long week doji, right, with a long week doji here, the market has formed this bullish move followed by this pullback, and we are looking at this market to eventually break to the upside here in that market. And it dropped to that support where there might be an upside bias here in that area. The market may eventually break above here. Okay, so there is a sideways movement, and we see some of the instrument currently trending, including BTC USD. USD JPY is after this breakup structure is breaking above of this support, and on USD JPY, this is a support level here from the 1 hour perspective. And with this 1 hour support on USD JPY, they're expecting the market to eventually trend and break above here. And that is what we are looking at in this market, the price to test and then to continue to trend. And what we are looking at in this market on dollar yen is for this price to continue to rise again back above to create a higher high, or we could see rejection back below. For the time being, we can see that for the short term we might see some upside movement in USD JPY. And that being said, traders, it was an incredible trading session. We are almost at the end of the session, but not at the end of my trading, and with the group that I will keep trading throughout the session here in this market. And I absolutely appreciate your support to the channel. We had an incredible trading day. I'm coming on live every single day to trade this market with all of you traders together. And I hope that you enjoyed this session. You found value, you got benefit from it. And to get more out of it, you can join the Telegram. You can find link below this video, and also you can get access to more exclusive content. Free Telegram link I have given in the live chat. You can join there for more updated education. Also, you can visit the website www.forextradingwizard.com. Thank you very much. We'll see you again tomorrow discussing trading live in this market. Until that, stay well, stay happy.